beseech you, sir. Be merry, you have cause. So have we all of joy. Joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean, our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace. He receives comfort like cold porridge.
But he will not give him o'er, so.
Well, look, he's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike.
Sir?
One tell.
Ding, ding. When every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer.
$1.
$1 comes to him indeed. You've spoken truer than you
You've
purposed.
taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord.
Fie, what a spendthrift is he, of his tongue.
I prithee spare.
Well, I have done, but yet...
We'll be talking.
Which of he or Adrian, for a good wager, first begin to crow?
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager.
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seemed to be
So you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible, yet
He could not miss.
the air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs, and rotten ones.
Or as 'twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to
Of
live.
that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, he doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, hold, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would not it say he lies?
Aye. Or, very falsely, pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Afrique at the marriage of the king's fair daughter, Claribel, to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since Widow Dido's time.
Widow? Box on that. How camest that widow in? Widow Dido?
Widow Dido, said you. You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage.
I assure you, Carthage. Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were in Tunis at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that e'er came there.
Excepting Widow Dido.
Widow Dido, aye, Widow Dido.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense! Would I had never married my daughter there, for coming thence my son is lost! And in my rate she too, who so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. Oh, thou mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the surge most swollen that met him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone!
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather loose her to an African.
Prithee, peace!
You kneel to an important otherwise by all of us. Now we've lost your son. I fear forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the lost!
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
It is foul weather in the sore, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
He'd sow it with nettle seed.
Or docks or mallows.
and were the king on't, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things. For no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service, none, contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilt, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil, no occupation, all men idle, all, and women too, but innocent and pure. no sovereignty.
And yet he would be king on't.
The latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavour. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have. But nature should bring forth of its own kind, all foison, all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying mong his subjects.
Oh, none, man. All idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Save his majesty!
Long live Gonzalo!
And do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
Ha!
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they're always used to laugh at nothing.
But 'twas you we laughed at.
Who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue to laugh at nothing still.
What a blow was there given!
And it had not fallen flat!
You are gentlemen of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then go a bat fowling.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Oh, will you laugh me asleep? Well, for I'm very heavy.
Go, sleep, and hear us!
What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
'Tis a quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might... Worthy Sebastian, what might... Oh, no more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face. What thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou waking?
Or do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, die, rather, winkst whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too, if heed me, which to do trebles the o'er.
Well, I am standing water.
Well, I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so, to ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish, whiles thus you mock it. Ebbing men, indeed, most often do so near the bottom run by their own fear or sloth.
Well, prithee say on, the setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim the matter from thee.
Thus, sir, although this lord hath here almost persuaded the king his son's alive, 'tis as impossible that he's undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope, what great hope have you? Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Claribel.
Well, she that is queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life. She that from Naples can have no note till newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that from whom we all were sea swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny to perform an act where what's past is prologue, what's to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter's Queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. Well, there be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can prate as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. Well, I myself could make a choff of as deep chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother, Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me. Much feeter than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir, where lies that? If it were a blister, 'twould put me to my slipper, but I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences stand twixt me and Millen. Candid be they, and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother. He's no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that, which now he's like, that's dead, whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it can lay to bed forever, whilst you doing thus to the perpetual wink, for I might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business that we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gotst Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Yeah. Draw together. And when I rear my hand, do you the like to fall it on Gonzalo.
Oh. But one word.
My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth, for else his project dies, to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you have a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake!
Now, let us both be sudden.
No! Good angels, preserve the king! Why, how now? How? Away! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions. It'll not wake you. Struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, it was a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
I heard you this, Gonzalo. Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried. As mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he's sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
reflections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, on prosper fall, and make him by inch meal a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse, but they'll nor pinch, fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way, unless he bidden. But for every trifle are they set upon me. Sometime like apes that mow and chatter at me and after bite me. Then like hedgehogs which lie tumbling in my barefoot way and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wound with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo! Now, lo! Here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly, I'll fall flat. Perchance he will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. I hear it sing i' the wind. Oh, God, the wind. Go, Is that you? Yes. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor if it should thunder as it did before. I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. Oh, Shakespeare. What have we here? Huh? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? It's a fish! Smells like a fish. Very sorry it wasn't you. A very ancient and fish-like smell. Yes, a kind of not of the newest poor John. A strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, yes I was, yes, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there, but would give a piece of silver. You see, there would this monster make a man. Mind you, any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they'll lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Is it dead Indian? No. Legged like a man. Fins like arms. Warm are my troth. I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish. Thank you. But an islander that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, so the storm is come again. Right. Oh, my best way is to creep under his gabardine. There's no other shelter hereabout. So, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to see. Here shall I die ashore. No. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral, no? Well, here's my comfort. What the blood? No, it's all right. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Moll and Meg and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate. For she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not the savour of tar nor of pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her where'er she did eat. Yeah, you love it, don't you? But then to sea, boys, and let her go hang. No! This is a very scurvy tune too, no? But here's my comfort.
Do not torment me!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon us with savages, huh? I, Stefano, have not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs. What the?
The spirit torments me! Oh!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language, huh? I'll give him some relief if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, prithee! I'll bring my wood home faster!
Oh, he's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it will go near to remove his fit. Oh, if I can recover him and keep him tame, I shall not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon. I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here's that which will give language to you. Cat, open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster, huh? His forward voice is now to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come, my men, I'll pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Oh, that thy other mouth call me? Oh, mercy, mercy! This is some devil and no monster. I will leave him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me, speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend, Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by thy lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they.
On this side.
Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the stool of this moon calf, huh? Can he vent Trinculos?
No, I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. Aye, aye, aye. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano! 2 Neapolitans, scaped.
I prithee, turn me not about, my stomach is not constant, huh?
These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god, and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How did thou escape?
how camest thou hither? Swear, by this bottle, how thou camest hither. I escaped upon a butt of sack, which the sailors heaved overboard. By this bottle, which I made of the bark of a tree, with mine own hands, since I was cast ashore. Look, it's good. No, look at that.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear how thou escaped.
Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn.
Kiss the boy.
Oh, yes.
Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How now, moon calf? How does thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was, you know.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Some swear to that kiss the boy.
Oh, no. Oh.
I'll furnish it anon with new contents, huh? Swear.
Oh, by this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him, a very weak monster, the man in the moon. A most poor, credulous monster, well-drawn monster in good sooth.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God by this light.
A most perfidious and drunken monster. When's God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot.
Oh my God.
I'll swear myself thy true subject.
Come on then, down and swear, huh?
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
For the poor monster's in drink. Oh, an abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
Most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow. And I, with my long nails, will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scamills. From the rock! Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee, now lead the way without any more talking, huh? Trinculo, the king and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle. Yes. Fellow Trinculo will fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master! Farewell! Farewell!
Howling monster, a drunken monster.
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetching, firing, and requiring, nor scrape trencher, nor wash dish. Ban! Ban! Caliban has a new master, get a new man, has a new master, get a new man. Freedom! Ide! Freedom! Ide! Freedom! Freedom!